Relax.
It's not about you.
Relax, big man. It's not about you. Should it be like that? No, it shouldn't.
I mean, but like,
that's the reality of it.
you're like the one black pearl.
Whoop them. Come on. Figure out.
You're bringing something to the table, and they need you.
Look at the melanin glowing.
Back to the gang.
But with a little bit more energy.
Hi guys, welcome in and welcome back to the gang.
If you haven't watched part 1, please go and watch part 1 first. Well, we told you about our experiences. I feel like my lips are, you know, the glasses.
It's why we're blonde. Blondes have more fun.
One might say that these are Eurocentric beauty standards. Or just young black women trying to enjoy our lives, have some fun. Yeah, we're aware that the last video was kind of negative, but there were our experiences, so we can't lie. When I created the channel, I wanted to share my experience being here, and thankfully Blessing come along with me. But I also wanted to encourage people that look like me, people, ethnic minority groups, to be able to step out of their comfort zone and to move to other countries, especially in Asia, and to see how different people live and to integrate themselves in that. So the last video that was true to my experience, it's not necessarily very encouraging to someone who does want to move. You're probably the best person to do. You're probably the best person for this because you've been to Korea so many times.
Yeah.
Even before moving here. Eyeshadow looks lovely.
Thank you.
A subtle little champagne colour. A cut crease.
Yes, I was going for soft glam today. So it's easy, especially when you're a black person, a black woman, to feel like alienated because you're in a whole country full of people who just don't look like you and you don't look like them at all. Like there's a lot of other people who look similar because they're Korean, you know, and you're like the one black pearl in a sea of white pearls, and black pearls are actually very rare.
Wow, are there actually black pearls?
Yeah, they're actually very rare.
So really, the black pearls should be the ones that are more precious. Food for thought.
They're actually very rare. So I think it's easy to feel like, oh my god, like, especially when there's beauty standards everywhere, there's going to be posters and billboards and whatnot. But I think it's just to avoid feeling negative is just to try and stay true to who you are. I know that you are a beautiful person, and no one can ever be like you, and no one can ever try and emulate the energy that you have. And if people can stare, they can give you dirty looks, they can give you nice looks. They're inquisitive because they've never seen anyone like you, and they're thinking, wow, why don't I glow in that way? Because they can't.
Oh,
you know.
Wow, it's the glow for me.
It's the melanin for me.
It's the melanin for me.
No, but you've got to remember that you are someone who's special. It's very easy. I know that I've had like some days where I'm like, sugar, like I feel so ugly, like, because like.
And we've said it before on the vlog. We were just feeling crappy that day. Yeah.
And where did we go? We went to Taiwan, and.
Yeah, that's true. And then we saw. The thing is, we didn't see many other black women.
No.
I don't even know if we did that night, but just being around more diversity.
And people who are used to seeing other cultures and ethnicities and stuff. And when people do talk to you in Taiwan, I find they're actually genuinely intrigued about where you're from and what country you come from, what your background is like.
Yeah.
And to find out more about you. I mean, this is the people that we've encountered. I don't know about everyone. But and being black here is like, I don't know, like, you bring a different kind of sauce.
Always,
do you know what I mean?
Always.
And like, you laugh, you sing, you dance because it's in you. And they're just like, I genuinely, I think that, from the Koreans I've spoken to, they always want to go to other foreign countries. Because I remember someone was like, I was talking to my baby, DPR Live, and
You're annoying.
And he was like, and he likes London because everyone's different. Like, you bring a different characteristic to a place. Like, everyone has their own flavour, personality, dress sense. And he was like, in Korea, he just feels like everyone is dressing to be like someone else, to look like a specific look. They're not going because this is what they like, it's because it's what's in fashion. And he's like, people in London just seem very free.
Basically, just embrace who you are And while you're here, acknowledge that you are rare here. So, and sometimes you can find that it's a bit suffocating, but to be honest, it instills so much confidence within you. Like for me, it makes me think I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway, because regardless, people are gonna stare. I think a lot of people have insecurities back home, or don't do things, or don't step out of their comfort zone because they're like, oh well, what's this person gonna say? What's this person gonna think? To be here, people are just gonna look at you, depending on your area, of course. But people will just look at you, and you have to be like, this is the source I have. You're looking at this because I look cute, or you're looking at this because I'm a saucy babe.
I think that's something so important to try and tell yourself every day. They're looking because, look at me.
Yeah, why wouldn't you look? What's really up? What's good? And I do genuinely think, for most people, it's not from a hateful place.
No.
So that's why I'd say it's a lot of ignorance. And obviously we've had racist experiences like we shared with you guys, but for most people, it's just startling to them to see us. Should it be like that? No, it shouldn't.
I mean,
but
like,
that's the reality of it.
I've there's as well as there's been negative experiences, I've had quite pleasant experiences. Like when I first moved here, my neighbour, like within the first 2 weeks of me being here, she knocked on my door and she gave me dumplings and fruit. And then she wanted me to sit in her flat, and then, not in 2 weeks, like a month, sit in her flat and chat with her and just show me pictures of her son. And I was stroking her dog. So it was really nice. I know she's probably never been like close encounters with a black person before. And it just shows you that not everyone's ignorant and thinks that we're violent or, you know.
And actually we've had so many like cute, pleasant experiences with people just going out of their way to be really kind to us or help us get from A to B. And when I had to go to like a hospital check thing and I couldn't find the way, and so I just winged it and asked a stranger, and he was so nice. And I didn't have any internet, and he just pulled up his Google Maps and he was like, this is where you go, da da da, like let me know if you need more help. He was so kind. And we have experiences like that. As much as we do have the negatives, I think it's everywhere you go. Like, I also think the energy you put out, you get back.
100%.
100%?
100%. 100p. Because like you know when you're in such as like a state of mind or something, I found myself like slipping into automatically, that person's racist. The old man's not going to want to help you because he's a racist. And then you ask if he helps you and he's not racist. It's me. I don't really,
like yesterday.
I'm really ready to fight all the time.
Yeah. No, but honestly, sometimes like it's odd because you step out ready to be defensive, and once you take that barrier down and you kind of let your guard down a little bit, then the energy that you're putting out is kinder, and it's like when you're open to receiving positive things, I think positive things come to you. So sometimes someone's staring at you and you could be like, whoop them, come on, flare up. Or you could be like, hi, or like smile. And then the times like when we smile, okay, some people are still themselves, that's fine. But for the most part, people will kind of be like, oh, okay, and they'll either smile back, or people will say hello, ask us where we're from, that kind of thing. So it's just, they'll be quite inquisitive.
But in this, like, I mean, what you'll hear is that, like, it's the older generations who tend to be more negative towards you and have comments, but, like, it's not all of them, because we went on a walk around a lake and there were these group of elderly people sitting together, do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
And they went, hi, where are you from? Do you want some tea?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was so kind. The food. Oh my god, the food.
We eat a lot.
See my cheeks.
I don't think it's a lot. I think
actually, yeah, we don't.
It's because we obviously work for 5 days. It's just 2 days and we eat nice one of those days.
And treat yourself Tuesday.
Yeah.
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 You're trying to justify it. Yeah. No, but when we do eat, like, I think there's a nice balance between Western food and Korean food. And it's nice being able to try the different types, because I hadn't tried, for example, that galbi. I hadn't tried kimbap before I come, and I love those things, and I'm so excited to try all the other types of food. Actually, I'm sure. Oh wait, we have Korean. I was gonna say what other kinds have I tried, but we have Korean food at work every day. So I don't necessarily know the names, but yeah, the food's good.
Yeah, the food is good.
It's so pretty. The scenery.
It is very pretty.
We're surrounded by mountains.
Also, there's a lot to do. There's so many cafes, there's so many restaurants, there's so many like picture moments. Like, there's a lot to do.
Cafes, restaurants. We've only been in Seoul so far, but that's because of COVID.
Shopping.
I feel like we do so much.
And nothing at the same time. I know we walk a lot.
Oh yeah, we do walk a lot. But I think that's the best way to see a place though.
Nightlife.
Yeah, it's got a good nightlife. Oh, the kids. Our kids. Our students, the babies. Even the older ones, babies. They make this so much better. Like, they make the bad weeks so much better. Even the naughty ones. We love you. Like, and I think what you were saying yesterday about it being a whole new generation, we're going to be able to influence them. And it won't just be us. Obviously, there's just 2 of us in our schools the size that it is, so what can that do in terms of Korea? But let's say like we're here, and then that encourages a couple of more people to come, and then there's other people that come. Then I'm not saying make Korea black. Just for the kids to be able to see different people, like hear different accents. They're now desensitized to foreigners. It's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean? And at first, some of them were so scared, as in genuine fear. Once you get to know these kids, or allow the kids to get to know you, they're such great kids. They're so great. And then it's nice to just know that we're able to change someone's perception.
Yes.
Because kids aren't born racist. What's the word I'm looking for? Prejudice. No one's born having any prejudices towards people. Prejudice.
Prejudices.
That's not nice.
Prejudice.
So that's obviously learned behaviour. But the good thing about learned behaviour is that you can unlearn it. So it's nice to be able to be a part of that change, especially when they're so young.
And like, even if you're going through hardships, they need you. The government saw your visa application and said, yeah, we need that person to teach English in this country. They need you. They know what you look like.
You know, I spoke to my mum about this actually, and she was saying, we were just having a bit of a hard time with whatever, and she was like, at the end of the day, you're there providing something. Yeah, we're gaining too, because we're gaining the cultural experience, we're gaining
work experience, life experience.
That's very true. But also, we're providing something. We have our degrees. We're always joking about the
Disney UK.
Yeah, I've got my degree. I don't need to do homework, but you do, darling. Yeah, we've got our qualifications. So at the end of the day, okay, if you're thinking about whether or not you should come, you're needed, which is why they're hiring. Okay, maybe not right now. Coronavirus. But in general, we're providing the service, right?
Sounds like prostitutes. Anyway, you are special and you're bringing something to the table, and they need you. They need you, whether you are a teacher or a student. The university needs diversity. They need students.
Also remember, we're consumers.
Yeah.
So we're also pouring back into the economy in some kind of way, right? We're spending money here. No matter how homogenous it is, there are going to be a tiny amount of people who can relate to you. Even if they're not your race, there will be people you can relate to. Oh wait, I watched a video and someone said something important about... When I remember, I'll put it on the screen. But she said something important about just being yourself, and then people who are like you will flock to you. Yeah. And I had a friend. We spoke a lot about the importance of going where you're celebrated. And although it doesn't seem like like this is where we're celebrated, within this wider society here, there are pockets of the society where there are people just like you. Doesn't mean they look like you, but regardless, there are going to be people you get on with, people who can't wait to learn about someone new the same way that you can't wait to learn about someone new. And put race aside for a second, people who want to learn English, you want to learn Korean, you can have that language exchange. Like, think about how complex a person is and how much we can provide as people and how much other people can pour into us.
Yeah, but it's true. If the world was like that, it'd be lovely. But sometimes all people see is skin colour.
No, it's true, but I'm just talking in the context of making connections that are important. I'm not saying surface level.
Yeah.
Because sure, we can make loads of those, but in terms of making valuable friendships here, like, I wouldn't have met you if we weren't both here.
No, you wouldn't have.
Romance. Someone said this was a pillow and it upset me, but I personally like it. It's giving me an elegant vibe. You will find people everywhere that you travel to who are like you in some kind of way and that you can relate to. So I think just find those people in the world. I would 100% recommend traveling, live in a place if you can. There are going to be places where you feel like you fit, and there are going to be places that aren't quite right for you, but it's all part of the experience, right?
But come here if you want to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're interested.
Because I know this person who's found this video has been scrolling for days, being black in Korea.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you're gonna walk down the street and they're gonna call you an N-word. An old lady called me charcoal. Do you know what I mean? Like, I understand, like, I've been in that position. Even before I came on vacation here, I was searching black in Korea. I was like scared. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Nothing happened. I mean, some things happened, but not like. Do you know what I mean? See, you're fine. You'll find people. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's been black people before you. There'll be black people after
100%.
you. You're not the only one.
Yeah, I think please. Okay, as much as we say
you're special,
but
you're not that special.
But relax.
It's not about you.
Relax, big man. It's not about you. It's not about you, darling. It's not all about you.
I want candy.
What kind?
I don't know.
My girl said candy. They've gotten into your head and they've Americanized you.
What did they do?
Beauty standards. I've heard a lot of people talking about themselves feeling the opposite of the beauty standard as a black woman here, because obviously
Pale skin.
Obviously, when you're a chocolate darling, melanin babes, it's interesting the language around it. Even when you're just talking to people casually and people will be like, oh yeah, I don't want to go out into the sun because I don't want to get darker.
I told you, oh, so-and-so looks like a girl because, like, he's pale skin. Do I look like a man?
The positive for me is actually, I haven't felt like that. I know a lot of people feel like that, but maybe that's to do with being comfortable with myself. Why are you kikiing?
I swear I thought of you. You're French.
You're sick. You're sick.
I'm so sorry.
Basically, when I was in school, I looked a bit rough, a bit haggard, and I showed Blessing pictures yesterday, and she laughed at me for an hour to the point where there were tears in her eyes. Look, then she's even starting again. I had a fringe I shouldn't have had.
The bayang.
Oh yeah, bangs. Yeah, I haven't actually felt like that. I just skin out. Actually, it's made me love my skin even more. How many times do I say to you, wow, look at the melanin glowing?
All the time.
If you're a K-pop fan, you're gonna love it.
100p.
If you're a K-anything fan, you're gonna not drugs.
Ketamine. No, but especially BTS.
Haram. Yeah.
They're everywhere.
There's so many cute little things to do that you wouldn't even think of, like games, cafes.
Norabang. There's cafes you can make your own cup.
Make your own jewelry.
Jewelry. phone case. There's cat cafes.
Yeah, there are so many
a
themed
makeup
cafes.
cafe.
If you don't like cafes, it's okay. You can do fine dining, backstreet dining.
That sounds dodgy.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know.
What keeps bringing you back here?
There's things to do. There are things to do.
Mm.
The food is nice. People can be friendly. I'm sure.
Especially, okay, people are much more friendly in the areas where they're used to seeing foreigners.
Even
Parts of Seoul. People can be friendly.
in places where they don't see foreigners. But
Yeah, but obviously it just depends on the individuals.
Things are open late. That's one thing I like.
Yeah.
Like in the UK, like say you finish work at 7, I think you've got about an hour and a half until shops close, right? But here, shops close late, very late. It's like 11, sometimes midnight.
I'm really excited to see more of Korea.
Same, I haven't
Busan, Jeju.
seen anything but Seoul. And I've been here 4 times.
Oh, blessing.
I came here to do one thing, this party, and I did it.
She's lying. That's not what she came to. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me on your channel.
Thank you so much to Blessing for joining us. And I always forget to tell you guys to like, comment, subscribe, all them things.
Follow on Insta.
Oh yeah, I'll put both of our Instagrams below or on the screen, depending on whether or not I want to edit it in. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Oh, what's to do that?